Hello everybody, welcome back to Unversed Podcast. Danny here, and today we are talking about Hitman, Part-Time Killer. So, this was published in 2005, written and drawn by Hiroshi Muto in the Manga Goraku magazine. Now, it is finished. I did not finish it, however, not everything is translated. I only read like 60 chapters. And if there's 31 volumes, that's not that far in, right? 31 chapters, that's like 300 plus, easy. So I still have a ways to go. It didn't go for like 10 years. And so this is the surprising part, right? 2005 is when this manga came out. And I can't help but think when I'm reading this, I reminisce to old school mangas that I've read before, like Sanctuary, and just kind of like that mid 90s era where they were going a different approach, where it was unique styles like this, you know. It reminds me of a mature version of what delinquent mangas look like, right? Because delinquent mangas, sure, they have a more serious tone, but they still look very shonen. And here, they're moving away from that, going towards the seinen area. And that's where we're at today with Hitman Part-Time Killer. I just stumbled upon this manga. I was like, oh, that's a cool title. Let's check it out. And I got hooked, honestly. I did binge it, reading it a couple times, you know, go through a few volumes at a time that was out. And yeah, I think I'm going to recommend this one for sure. There is some flaws with it though, I think. It mainly has to do with like the characterization. So we have our main character who is, as he says in almost every chapter, a 34-year-old salaryman named Tokichi. And one situation led to another. He ends up meeting this assassin that goes by the name of Dual Pistols, and he ends up dying with Tokichi like in his car. And then another thing led to another. Now Tokichi's living this double life where he has to work as Dual Pistols to pay off a debt essentially from cleaning up the mess that happened, right? The damaged car, the bodies, and all that. Which is a flaw in itself, right? Because I'm like, is that really the only reason why he's doing it? You know, because sure, it sounds like a lot of money, but he's got to be getting paid for all the stuff that he's doing, right? And I don't know, just at the point where I'm at now, at the skill level Tokichi's at now as Dual Pistols, it doesn't feel like he should be bounded by this debt anymore, you know? So we have that going on. He's working for a criminal organization at this point. The man that gives him the missions, his name's Specs. He's a cool character. And then we have the other main character, Chinatsu. And she was dating the former Dual Pistols. And now she's fallen head over heels for Tokichi, but Tokichi's married. So he's just like, no, I have a wife, I can't be doing this, but at the same time he's a pervert. So, you know, we have that comical aspect going on here as well. And that is pretty much it. You know, Tokichi just gets missions, and we see him grow as an assassin. Now, I did like his character in the beginning because we see what Tokichi's skill is, that he could, he just needs information, very detailed information about a certain thing, and he gets a pretty good gist of it. He could get out of tight situations, mainly because of how his job is as a salaryman. And we see that in the first chapter. You know, he gets a gun. I think it's the first chapter. He gets a gun, and he's scrolling through this book, or logging in, trying to understand, you know, how the mechanism of a gun works, and how you should probably handle it, and this and that. And that vastly improved his skill in just that one chapter alone. And then seeing where he's at now, in chapter 60, he's pulling off ridiculous stuff. You know, he's taken off A-list assassins. He's made a bigger name of Dual Pistols at this point. Almost kind of crazy. The art style really complements the gunfights and the nice shots of Tokichi as Dual Pistols. killing people. I think that's good, but again, like, the problem is he stops showing off that part of him where he just reads a situation, or he not even read a situation, he'll look at something and he'll try to analyze it and try to understand more of it by doing research. We don't really get that anymore. It's more of just him put in tight situations, and he's using his day job skills to try to get out of it, which is fine. You know, I think those are good too, because he's more trying to put it into words instead of just shoot to kill first. And there's another aspect there too. It's like he is comfortable with killing. Even like early on, you know, he doesn't really freak out as much that he killed somebody for the first time. And that's just, I don't know, there's just certain flaws here and there, little holes that I think the mangaka did not really, you know, delve into too deeply. So there's just that little problem, nothing else for that. And I mean, everything else is pretty solid, I think. Again, art direction's great. The people he fight are great. And we gradually get more information about this underground world as he learns it as well. You know, the only times we learn stuff Tokichi doesn't in the beginning is it's Specs talking to higher ups or to somebody else about intel while Tokichi's going to the mission itself. So there's that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than go read it. You know, I think it's a good read. It just sucks it's not fully translated, right? Again, only 60 chapters. So what are you really going to do? I'm definitely going to be waiting to continue reading this and hopefully finish. And then maybe I'll come back and do another review of just the whole manga in general and see where that goes from there. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for Hitman Part-Time Killer. Again, wasn't expecting it to be as recent as it is. You know, it only ended 3 years ago from a 10-year run, and this feels older for some reason. You know, I think also his design when he becomes Dual Pistols, he wears the outfit the original Dual Pistols wore. So it's just this leather jacket, the hair slicked back. He's wearing some like sunglasses, and you know he's got the pistols. Simple design, and then when this mangaka draws it, it really looks as pretty aesthetic. So it's definitely up there for me for one of the most enjoyable mangas I've read in a while. You know, because it is fun. We get into some ridiculous stuff with the whole romantic comedy, ecchi stuff. It's just, it just gets ridiculous. And then, his character has also changed. So this is another problem I have with Tokichi. The beginning was, I'm doing this because sure there is a debt, and if I don't pay it off, they're going to come after me and my wife. I don't want that to happen to my wife. I'm going to do it. And then there's situations she's like, oh, I can't do this. I have a wife. And then now it's like, well, I have a wife, but if they want to do this, I mean, can I help myself? I don't know. That happens a lot, when new, female characters show up, like one with big titties, and then there was this foreign chick, so that in itself is like, you're kind of losing me, Tokichi, especially when there's other scenes involving these ladies where he's pretty serious. We really see the growth of his character in this world that he's adjusted to. So I don't know. It's just this weird balance with it. I mean, sure, it's fun sometimes. Like when he gets invited into like that hostess club or whatever, the bar, like that stuff is fun. But like, he's just teasing Chinatsu so bad because she wants him so bad. And it's like, it's to the point where he's on the brink of like just saying, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this, Like it really feels like that a lot. And it's almost reminiscent of Sun Ken Rock, right? Where Ken is just like, oh man, look at this harem I have. I can't touch it because my one true love's over there. And that's what I feel like with Tokichi, except he puts it a bit further. We're like, well, I mean, if it happens, Am I at fault? I don't know. So, I don't know. It's just that back and forth I'm not a big fan of, I guess. But yeah, again, that's all I have to say for this manga, fellas. The next one I'm going to read is Erased. And hopefully I'm going to get that to you guys soon, because we're getting into the 60s now, and my list keeps growing with new mangas being recommended, you know. So I want to catch up to this list as soon as possible. And apologies for no main episodes, no Salt Talk, anything like that yet. Where we previously recorded, we can't go there anymore, which was at Grant's place. He's no longer out here. He moved. So we're just trying to situate where we're going to record next for the main episodes. So be on the lookout for that. There is going to be one more review. There's actually be a couple more reviews coming up for the CW shows. Oh boy, guys, get ready for that. And of course, remember, LA Comic-Con's right around the corner. It's getting faster than I anticipated, but again, we will be there. It's going to be fun. I'll be representing both here and Marvel Talk in cosplay, be hanging out, you know, with the fam. So if you guys see us, you know, I'll be posting on social media, hopefully, and just keep updated there. And you can keep updated there at Unversed Podcast anywhere you go. And you can email us at unversedpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Have you read it? Hitman Part-Time Killer? Let us know what you think, because I think this is an interesting manga. I like the premise, the art style, and, you know, most of the plot. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for listening again. And as always, we will talk to you next time.
차라라라 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 찬 차라라라 찬 차라라라라라라라라라라라라 찬 찬ジャックが仲間になった